Hey, it's Jahar again. So I was looking at some of my videos, some of them you can tell I really love the topic because I've done a lot of them. Like I've done a lot of Buffy and Charmed. Those were like the first grown-up TV shows I really got into when I was younger. It's because my aunt was the one that was watching them when they were first on, and then she got my mom to watch it because it's like she had to work or something, and I don't know if my mom didn't have a job yet. I think no, it was made in the late 1990s, so it would have been when she was adult. But she asked I don't apparently my mom had more free time, so she asked if she could watch them and tell her about them. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what my mom told me. Why she didn't record. Maybe the record thing was broken. I don't remember. But she asked my mom to watch it and tell her about it or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. Um, but and my mom ended up really liking them, and then I kind of grew up on them. Um, when I say grown-up TV shows, it's not like Disney Channel shows, because I like a lot of the Disney Channel shows, at least the older ones, my Disney Channel, the ones I grew up on, or some Nick shows that I grew up on. Um, but, and I liked a lot of kid shows, but I guess these were the first, like, real grown-up shows that I really got into, and they will always hold a special place in my heart, and I don't really like one above the other. They're kind of even in my opinion. I love them both so much with all my heart. I don't really have a favorite TV show. There's some that I love more than others, like Buffy and Charmed, obviously. And if I did have to pick two, I'd probably pick those, but it's probably more nostalgic than anything. But also because those are just awesome shows. But there's also Once Upon a Time and Pretty Little Liars, and there's just so many shows I love. But I do have one all-time favorite movie, Harry Potter. It's also one of my favorite books. But I have other favorite books along with it. And I have other movies I love, but that one's definitely by far number one. And then when I was looking at my videos, I noticed I think I only have like one Harry Potter video. And and I do know why that is. It's because in my first Harry Potter video, I think it was my very first video actually. Well, not including the introduction, because I think I made an introduction, which I might just end up deleting. But I think it was my very first video, and I got so excited because it was my first YouTube video, and it was my first, and it was Harry Potter, so that just made me even more happy. And I just got into so many. I was still trying to find my place on YouTube world, like what my YouTube videos was gonna be about, and then I just got so excited because it was about Harry Potter of all things. So I just started talking, and I went through one topic to another, and that's why I haven't made another Harry Potter video. It's because I actually did get through a lot that I wanted to talk about at the time. But I don't think I really got too much into the Harry Potter deaths. I think I did a little bit, but not like too much. I was trying not to talk about that at the time because there was just so much I wanted to talk about. And I will eventually do some countdowns involving Harry Potter. Maybe top 10 characters. That will be hard because I have a lot of favorite characters. Harry will be on there because it's Harry Potter, but he will not even be close to number one because he's not my favorite. I'm sorry. But that one will be hard, so it will take a while for me to do that one. I'll see about maybe top 10 Harry, Hermione and Ron moments, top 10 Harry and Jenny moments, maybe top 10 Golden Trio moments. I don't know yet. We'll see. Maybe top 10 speeches. I have an idea for a Buffy one that's top 10 speeches. Most of them are Xander because he has the most awesome inspirational speeches, but they're not all Xander because there were some good speeches that weren't, him. But yeah, okay, moving on. So I decided to talk about some of the Harry Potter deaths and how they made me feel, which ones were the worst in my opinion. And it's like watching it for the second time, you can kind of see, well, the ones from the final battle, because not all of them were in the final battle, I'm sure you know. You can kind of see the last moment they're alive, almost. Not the very, very last moment, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's see. Fred, obviously, he's definitely the saddest Harry Potter death. It just breaks my heart. I miss Fred. And I think one of the saddest things about this is that when it's not even when he died, because it was a war, you know, you don't, so it's like, if you're one of those people that die when your favorite character dies, no, even after 50 million times after watching it, I know there are some people where I cry as if I'm watching it for the first time because it's just so real. And sometimes, especially if they stay dead, you know, if they come back to life, then you might not be as sad, you know, because you know they're coming back to life. But if they stay dead, it makes it worse. Plus, one of the worst things is everyone's reactions to the death. Even if the death makes you so sad, sometimes the people's reactions to it makes it worse, you know. And I think this had one of the worst reactions, second worst probably, because Sirius' death did have a bit more of a gut-wrenching reaction, but it still didn't make me the saddest, but I'll get to that. Fred's death, you see him and George, you know, they're twins, they're always together, pulling pranks and laughing, and they're always happy, and so of course, one of Fred's last moments you're gonna see him alive is gonna be with George, obviously. I would have liked to see him with his sister and other brothers and parents one more time, but I understand why they kept it with just him and George for that moment. Because one of them, I could never tell them apart. One of them was like, "You scared?" and the other was like, "No, you." They're like, "No," or something like that. You know, and then later on, when it showed Voldemort talking to everyone, trying to get Harry, everyone stopped fighting, and you see Fred on the ground fighting with all his might, and then his wand and then just as Voldemort starts talking, the person that's fighting him gets his wand out of his hand, and then Fred's looking around frantically, trying to ignore the voices in his head, and you know that's the last moment with him alive, because even though it doesn't show it, you know that right after Voldemort stopped talking, that she killed him. You just know it in your heart and your gut, and it's sad. But Fred's death, but that didn't make me cry. It wasn't even him talking to George that made me cry. Well, of course not the first time, because you didn't know Fred was gonna die, but the second time, you know. And what makes you cry about that death is, well, one, you love the character, so after you find out that he is dead, it's gut-wrenching. But when you see Harry, Ron, and Hermione walk in, and then they see their family there, Ron's family, and then Ron walks up and sees Fred lying on the ground, and then George just breaks down and hugs him. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry just talking about it. Okay, it's just so emotional. It's definitely number one on my saddest Harry Potter deaths. Moving on from that, because that is just too hard. But I have to throw in that when Molly ends up killing Bellatrix, it's kind of awesome because you never see Molly like that. But I have to throw it in because she was like, Ginny's powerful, but Bellatrix was about to get her. And Molly was like, not my daughter, you bleep. Because she just lost her son. She's not losing her only daughter. It was just awesome. And I just had to throw that in. I decided to make some YouTube videos because I was not tired and now I feel tired. Of course, that's how it works, right? Okay, anyways, alright, there's Lupin and Tonks. Tonks I did like and I wish they would have shown more of, but it's more Lupin because I did absolutely love him, and it was like last father figure Harry had that died, and I think they should have shown more Lupin deaths. I do think it should have showed Harry seem more sad. I get why he didn't, because when he walked in, he was so numb watching all these people dead. Fred was dead, Lupin and Tonks were dead, and they just had a newborn son too. And so I get why he didn't, because he was numb. He didn't know what to do. Everyone he loved was dying, and he blamed himself, even though it was bigger than him, which is an issue I have with Harry, because he didn't see that, which is the issue I have a lot with a lot of Chosen Ones. That's why Chosen Ones are usually not my favorite character. But it's okay to get for the Chosen One to get cocky at times, because they know that they're powerful, and sometimes they can make it humorous, but sometimes they can be annoying with it too, you know? And Harry got that way sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I love Harry. I do. He's definitely not one of my favorite characters, but one thing that bugged me about him was that he did think that this was all going on because of him and only him. He believed that, and Ron even called him out for that once. He was like, "This is bigger than just you now," and it's true. Yeah, it started with him. Actually, it didn't even start with him. It started because Voldemort wanted power, and he was attacking people. And I don't remember. It's been a while since I've watched the movies or read the books, but I don't remember why. But he wanted Lily, and I think they were staging something against him. I don't know, but and then he wanted Harry because he was the boy that lived, but it was just at this point, it didn't start with him, but then for a while it was about him, because Voldemort wanted him for revenge. But then by this point, it was so much more than that. It wasn't just about Harry. It was about him wanting power and him conquering the wizarding world and killing anyone who could stand in his way. That's why he wanted Dumbledore dead. He knew Dumbledore could fight him off. Okay, but yeah, and it's sad because it's like, you see Lupin in the fight, and then Tonks come to him. They're all preparing, and then Tonks said she wanted to be with him because he needed her more than her son, even though in the end she should have stayed with her son, so he wasn't an orphan. But it's like, and then you see them again a little bit later, right when the fight was about to start. You see them reaching towards each other, trying to grab hands, and then when Harry sees them, they're lying on the ground holding hands, and it's just really sad and emotional. And I love Lupin, and I really think they should have showed him more, showed his relationship with Harry more. And I think it should have shown more reaction with him when Sirius died, but I'll get to that. Okay, Dobby. His death was sad, but also ironic, because in the second movie, at the end, the entire second movie, Chamber of Secrets, he was trying to save Harry's life, and then at the end, Harry freed Dobby from Lucius, who is Draco's father, and Harry told him to promise him to never save his life, and Dobby said, I promise. But then here he swoops in. Hermione was being tortured, Ron, Harry, and Luna and her father were all locked up, and then Dobby comes in, saves them all, and then as they were leaving, Bellatrix threw a knife, and then you see it into the portal, but you don't know where it's going to go. It could hit any one of them, or it can miss all of them. It's a hit and miss. You don't know what's going to happen. But then they're all alive and good, but then all of a sudden you see Dobby, and he moves his hands, and the knife had pierced him, and Harry's reaction was so heart-crushing because he was just so sad, and even showed the little grave he made. It was sad, and I think it's ironic because he promised to never save his. Harry made him promise to never save his life again, and then he thought he ended up dying, saving all of them. Okay. And it was sad because I liked Dobby. Snape. See, Snape is like the entire franchise. You have mixed feelings about him. You at first you think he's a good guy, just mean, and then you start thinking he's working with Voldemort. But it's just he turned out to be like it's a whole double agent. He was pretending to work with Voldemort when really working with Dumbledore, and Dumbledore was the only one that knew he wasn't really working with Voldemort, but was always on Dumbledore's side because of his love for Lily, Harry's mom. And it's like the entire movies you hate him, but then you start liking him right as he dies, because right after he dies, Harry takes that tear. His tear to find out his memories and find out about his love for Lily, his hatred for James, and finds out that that Dumbledore is the one that wanted him to kill him so that Voldemort couldn't. Because if Voldemort or someone on his team killed him, then they would have possession of the other one. He only just stated that, even though Draco, and which I love that realization when Harry was explaining to Harry was explaining to Ron and Hermione. He was like, the wand never belonged to Snape because before Snape killed Dumbledore, Draco disarmed him. And it's not just if you kill them, it's if you disarm them. So since Draco did disarm Dumbledore, Snape belonged to him. But when Harry disarmed Draco, this wand belonged to him. And I think it was really smart what he did, because a lot of people would have kept it, but breaking the wand was actually perfect, because I think he should have threw it in two opposite sides, but that's besides the point. But breaking it was smart because he knew that people would keep coming after him, trying to harm him, disarm him, kill him, whatever, just to hurt him in any way, to be able to possess the other one. And if it gets in the hands of someone evil, it could be bad. But so yeah, and another Sirius is death. And I liked Sirius. I didn't like him as much as Fred or Lupin. But his death was sad, and it was more of the fact of Harry's reaction. And apparently, they actually had to mute his Daniel Radcliffe screams, because both Emma Watson, I'm sure you know, plays Hermione, and Helena Bonham Carter, who plays Bellatrix, both ended up going in real tears because his screams and cries were so realistic and gut-wrenching that they had to mute it. That's why it was muted. And for one thing that did, I know that Lupin was trying to be strong for Harry, which I understand that, because at that point Lupin did become his last father figure. And I do love the scene following after when he chases Bellatrix. I think that's the scene. And then I think that's the scene where, yeah, because all six of them were there. Harry, Ron, Hermione, Neville, Luna, and Ginny were all there. And Voldemort got into his head, and then he had to remember his friendship with Ron and Hermione to become sane again. Even though I wish there were some memories of him and Jenny, but I don't think he fell for Jenny until like right after that, like in between that movie and Half-Blood Princess, when I wish it would have shown him fall for her more. But it's like or Phoenix, he had feelings for Jo, and then he got mad at Jo, and his feelings for her died. And then at the beginning of Half-Blood Prince, it's like he just had feelings for her. It's like I really wish it would have showed that evolution a little more, like shown him go from my best friend's little sister to, oh my gosh, she's this amazing, powerful woman. And maybe it did show it a little bit. I mean, it showed Harry's amazement when Jenny did that one spell to in that place they were in Order of Phoenix, because she is the most powerful Weasley, and she is powerful. I mean, she's as powerful as Harry, I'd say. I just think it should, and I think it showed her his amazement for her in that scene, and maybe that's what started his feelings for her. But anyways, this isn't a video about Harry and Ginny. I'll get to that eventually, just like I will Hermione and Ron. Anyways, this is about the deaths, the incredibly sad deaths. This is about Sirius and how I wish Lupin would have been more upset because Pettigrew betrayed him, so he doesn't care about Pettigrew anymore. And James is dead. Sirius was his last best friend, and you saw in Prisoner of Azkaban how much they cared about each other, how close they were. I just think it's really, I really wish it would have shown Lupin more sad about his best friend's death. I get that he was trying to be strong for Harry, but I would have liked to see, after Harry got out of Lupin's grip and ran after Bellatrix, I would have liked to see him look down at Sirius, maybe shed a tear, or actually what I would have really liked to see was him kind of just kneel down by Sirius and show how sad he looks, and then go to Harry running after Bellatrix. That would have been awesome. Just a little tiny add-on, just a couple extra seconds, but they did not. And then there's Dumbledore's death. I wasn't really that sad about Dumbledore. I mean, I don't like have anything against Dumbledore, but I don't really consider him much at all. I mean, obviously I consider him. I mean, he is Dumbledore, but Harry's reaction was all sad. You know, he watched it happen, and then when everyone was looking at Dumbledore dead, and then Harry walked over and just started crying over him, and Jenny walked over and hugged him, you know, trying to console him, because she was the only one brave enough to walk up to Harry. You know, I mean, not even his best friends had the courage to go up and talk to him, because they were as confused and stuff. But Jenny, she just pushed all her feelings aside, her own feelings, and walked up to him. I just thought that was awesome. So yeah, I think that's all the deaths, all the major deaths at least. I know that one girl that Ron dated but died in the final battle, and Hermione just fell to get the creature away from her, but it was too late. I don't remember her name now. I think it started with an L. I might be wrong. But I think that was all the major deaths, right? Besides Lily and James, but I'm not really going to get into that. That was all the major deaths, right? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Okay, so that's all for this video. As you can tell, I'm still awake. I wasn't tired, that's why I made this video, and I am feeling a little bit tired. I don't know if I'm going to make any more tonight, but I'm off the next 2 days, so I might make some then. We'll see. I'm also going to be I'm working on a book I hope to get published. So I'll let you guys know when that dream comes true, because I'm very confident, because I'm awesome. No, you need to have confidence, or your dreams will never come true. You need to believe in yourself, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have hope, which isn't actually that hard for me. I'm an optimist. But yeah, so that's all for this video. Tell me which deaths you think were the saddest in your opinion. I would love to hear them. Okay? See ya. Please like and subscribe and comment, which I already mentioned. Comment like your favorite saddest deaths, what your the reactions of the people around them, and what annoyed you, what you wish they would have done differently, just anything. Okay, yeah.